All right, once again, I am back with Sisu to Success, and y'all are probably wondering where I have been. I keep talking about consistency and keep moving forward and being present, and yet I disappeared for about, what was it, now a week? But some more lessons to be learned. I always have to have a teaching moment here. So I did pretty much 32 days in a row. Now, that is very difficult to do, to keep consistently going for that long. And, you also have to get other things done besides just creating videos. You got to create other content, which is very important. So, you notice behind me, oh, yeah, wait, let me see if I can get rid of myself here. Oh, well, just a second. Where am I? Who am I? What am I doing? I can't get rid of myself. Hey, I'll get rid of myself this way. See? Okay. Some more graphics. Graphics, here's one of those things that's like, I told you it's going to be okay to mess up once in a while. So it's like, I got to figure out where I'm at here. So give me just a moment, and I'm going to do something here that, let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm out of here. We're going to put me down in the corner down here. Yay, here I am. More like, hey, because if I go too high, I'm cut off. But I'm down here. I got graphics. Consistency. Talking about working on your business consistently is exactly what I have been doing. So, yes, I have not been doing videos, but I have been making presentations. I have been making progress with bettering my videos, bettering presentations, creating, oh, do I dare say it, websites. So, yes, I can go in here. I got work history, just my education, what I do for continuing education, and more information about me, what I like to do, who I am, and etc. So, as you're learning about this, it's like I have to validate a little bit about who I am, what I do, and where I get my information from. Not only that, but yes, I've got tabs going across. And this is my website that I put together. I designed and I put it together. So now we're talking about what is sisu. So we got a few points here. Here's what sisu is all about. And let's see, we move into success. What is success? What are we trying to accomplish? What are our goals? And yes, we do talk about goal setting, strategies for setting your goals. Very important. And you notice here, I'm going right down the line. Mindset. So let's define what sisu is. Yes, that's very important because the concept of sisu is what I'm basing this program on. But I'm also basing it on success. First thing you have to do is say, okay, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to accomplish? What's the big goal that I'm trying to accomplish? And that's what I'm saying. Define the outcome. So vague, ambitious lead to vague results. Vague ambitions lead to vague results. Write down exactly what you want to achieve, when and why it matters to you. That's your big concept right there. And then it's like adopt a growth first lens. So treat every obstacle as data, not as defeat. Ask, what can I learn from this? This shifts the narrative from the I can't to I'm figuring out how to do it. So each one of these steps, it keeps going down and digs into starting at the top level and working your way down. That's what I keep doing. I do with the success, I do with goal setting, I do with mindset. So, yes, I have not been here doing videos, creating videos regularly, but I have been pursuing, working every single day on top of that day job that I have to creating my success, what I am envisioning for my success. And I've gone through these steps and I'm making it happen. So, got a little home tab, you learn about me, then we jump into this. And you know what? After I've designed this particular site, I was like, this would actually make for good seminar material. It would make for it's just not necessarily just for a website. So I could use it for seminars, for speeches, for online training here. So I'm thinking, okay, I might just make another website, just maybe a one-pager website, but then change this into my training material. Why not? So that's what I've been working on. And you saw that graphics when I first jumped in here today. This one right here, it's the same code. It's the same code. So if I go to my home screen here, home right here. Okay, I don't have my name on here because I'm still working at updating some of that, I guess. But let's go down one level. Right here, work history. Right here, work history. It's the same script. I do have to work at getting rid of this one. Easy enough to do. Very, very easy to do. But I had to code all this out because this isn't just me adding graphics to a PowerPoint presentation. This is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create these presentations. This is basically, I use Reveal.js. So it's all coded. Everything here is coded. All the formatting is done using either HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. So that's what I've been doing. And I'll tell you what, it's not just a real easy thing here. Let's jump into, where was that? Well, yeah, let's just show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the code here. I'm going to jump in here, and we're going to, I use VS Code. I'm going to go back here, So here's my scripting that I've done. And yes, it may not be the prettiest and stuff like that, but it definitely gets the job done. And look at all this, what I've had to work with this week. So, yeah, sometimes you don't have time to just sit down and do the same thing over and over. But I've also been doing this long enough to say, you know what? I've got habits. I've got habits created. I know where I'm heading. I am working and I'm doing something daily. And that is what I want you to do. I want you to do something daily to progress. And sitting there for me after 32 videos to say, well, okay, 30 videos because there's 2 days within that 32-day period that I didn't do videos. But during that time, let me turn sound off on my phone here because, that's just rude having sound on. But just to sit there, to come down here, do videos, edit, not edit, but, create the thumbnails, create the social media posts and stuff, gets to be a lot of work every day. And if I'm sitting there doing that, I can't sit there and do stuff like this, coding. So, yeah, this is what I've been working on over the week. Creating a platform, creating content, not necessarily just in video, but content that I can use when I'm speaking to audiences, when I'm speaking online, bringing my whole program to the next level, refining the program. And that is what this is all about. This is what I'm trying to teach you. Try to figure out what your big goal is and take the steps to get there. So the first step was teaching you about consistency, because that helps change that mindset. Consistency. And then the next step is to, well, now I've got some flow going. I'm used to showing up every day. Now what? So now is the content that I'm making. And maybe you're not ready for the content of what you're, maybe you don't even need to do all the stuff that I'm doing. But what I do, what I need for my program is all this extra work. So maybe you're just a woodworker or something like that, trying to build a woodworking business and doing videos. Awesome. Set up your cameras, do the woodworking, shoot videos. That's easy enough. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to not just bring it to YouTube, but I'm trying to bring my business to the physical world. So I have to have presentations built. I have to have websites built. That is part of my branding. It is part of my program. It is a part of what I am trying to accomplish. I'm trying to take this business from here and shooting it way up here off the screen. Not a problem. I can do that. And I am showing you that this is the method I'm taking to get there. So, yes. Let's see. What else? Oh, remember that website I was talking about right here? The definition of sisu. The extraordinary resolve. Defining the extraordinary resolve. Exploring the Finnish concept of grit. And the second wind of mental toughness. So, there again, more information about sisu. And what, 5 steps? 5 steps? Slides. Now I can give a presentation on the concept of sisu. And not only do I have the 5 steps in individual slide form, yes, all coded out with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but I also have, here's the summary of my presentation. And yes, it's cut off a little bit because my monitor is, it's not fitting on this video screen very well, but it fits on a regular monitor, fits on a big screen, no problem. But there's your wrap up. And then it kind of gives you the final challenge, the final test of, have you learned what I've talked about? Are you absorbing it? What have you accomplished and from learning this information? So each one of these steps, let me go back up to the top here. So defining the extraordinary resolve, and I can, there again, the framework for the sustainable success. So not only do you want to just be successful, but you want to sustain a certain level of success, which is the success is not an accident. It is the result of intentional habits and disciplined focus. So, bam, information. And as I said, scrolling down through here, now you've got all these points, 5 points. Here's a wrap up, and then define your win today. Success is built one day at a time. What is one thing you can do right now to move that needle? So I am, as I said, I'm putting together an educational program. Here's the evidence that I'm showing you. So, yes, I showed up every day for 32 days minus 2 days. So 30 days I showed up doing videos. But that wasn't the end game. That was the example of showing up and making a difference. And I still showed up. Whether you saw it or not, I was still showing up for my business, for my brand. So that is exactly it. So there again, strategic goal setting. So there again, 5 points. 1, 3, 4, 5. Here's your wrap up, and here's what is your 24-hour next step. So don't wait till the next day. Don't wait for Monday. Identify the smallest possible action that you can take right now to validate your goal and to execute it, not tomorrow, immediately. So very carefully have I put this program together, not to just say throw information at you, but to motivate you to getting to that next step. And yes, changing your mindset, how to rewire your mindset for any goal. This is what I'm talking about. Consistency, a straightforward, progressive approach to achieving what matters the most. So, as I said, I'm going back to the beginning here. We're defining what sisu is so that you have an idea of what it's going to take to get to this point, to get to that end game. Remember this end game over here. Having a mindset that's going to get you to the success that you're looking for. So you know, as I said, you're gonna learn about sisu. You're gonna figure out what it is that you want to accomplish or what you want to achieve. Then you're going to define those goals and then work on your mindset to getting yourself to achieve all this. Wrapping it all together, bring it in under one roof and making it into a solid, strong program. And I'm not saying this is the only graphics. This is just the start of what I believe is going to be a huge success, not just for myself and my business, but for the students that are going to learn from my information, from my experiences. That is the key to sisu, to success. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I've been working on for years. This is what I have been studying. This is not my final accomplishment, but it is a huge leap. Taking me from here to that next level and making a really good program. So at some point, my next steps are to take this. Yes, I do need to code out a new website, which I will get to. But I need to take this program, and this Reveal.js is a program that I'm also putting some photography stuff into on a separate slide deck, but putting my photography stuff into creating photography portfolios. But I'm creating portfolios for Sisu to Success, my photography, just kind of separate things that I can show to the public and to help hopefully lend some credibility to what I am doing. That is the next step. Because, yeah, I can talk about this. Now I need to sell it. Now I need it to sell it. And I'm talking, I can go through this one-on-one, or I can talk to a auditorium. And yes, I have the ability to get in front of people. I have no problem getting in front of people. Maybe I'll get a twinge of nerves or something like that. But I am confident in my content that I know I'll be successful. So, as I said, this is what I've been doing while I've been away. You haven't been seeing me? That's okay, because I am here every day working on my content. So, what are you doing? As it says, what right back here. Let's jump down here. Let's see. Where was that? Oh. What is one thing you can do right now to move the needle? Right now. This is in the success. What is one thing? When you know what? Leave in the comments. What is one thing you can do right now to move that needle towards your goals, towards your success that you are seeking? Leave that in the comments. And while you're at it, while you are clicking around on the page, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Or a thumbs down if you really want to. I don't care. Either way. I am comfortable with what I am doing. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't bother me. I want to hear from you, and I want to help you get to your next steps. So as I figure out how to bundle all this together, I'm thinking maybe twice a week. Twice a week is probably a fair assumption of what it's going to take for me to be here present. And so that gives me the ability to get a lot of other things done. As I said, this is more than just videos. This is me building a brand, building a program, an educational program to help you get where you want to be in life. So, till next time, subscribe to Sisu to Success on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm in all those places. So you can get updates as to when I will be on board next with the next video. And then you'll see tidbits of information from me on the social media platforms also. But I want you to come back and enjoy our time together and learn something. So as I said, join up on my social media, subscribe to my YouTube here, and I will see you next time. Take care and have a great week.